Now, when many people think about church, they think about church as something that's stuffy, perhaps old-fashioned or judgmental. And when many people think about church and they think about faith, often they have this idea, and maybe you have this idea, is that the most important thing is what you believe. What you believe about God or about Jesus. And sometimes what happens is that people will encounter certain beliefs that they think that they are supposed to believe, and then they start worrying like, I'm not sure if I'm 100% in on this. And because they can't go along with that certain belief, that it's just too unbelievable or too hurtful for something perhaps in their own life, that they just disengage completely. And when many people think about church, and this is I think true for people who are engaged and involved with church and for people who aren't, when many people think about church, this is what they think about. There are things that I'm supposed to believe, or there are things that I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to act a certain way or dress a certain way. And if I don't do these things, I don't belong. But what did Jesus have to say about this? What did Jesus have to say about, the way to act or the way to believe? Well, here's what Jesus had to say. Jesus simply said, I am the way. I am the way. In the midst of all these concerns, in the midst of all these difficulties, Jesus says, I am the way. Now, I want to be clear. There are certain beliefs that are really important to faith. And there are certain beliefs that the church holds as really important. And these things, they can be and are very important. But here's the deal. The beliefs in themselves are never the goal. And the earliest Christians knew that the beliefs were never the goal. The goal was always to live and love the way Jesus lived and loved. The goal of faith in Jesus, the goal of Jesus was not just believing in certain things or not just doing certain behaviors. The goal of faith was to follow the way of Jesus. The goal of faith and the goal of being a person of the way was always to live and love the way that Jesus lived and loved. And so Christianity, the faith of Christians, the faith of followers of Jesus, the faith of people of the way, is about living and loving the way that Jesus lived and loved.